All right. Welcome back to Bible for Talk with me, Dwayne Brown. Bible for Talk is a place where we talk about Bible, books about Bible, things about Bible. Try to understand the great parable and get to understand the things that, because I'm telling you right now, in this world, bro, there's so much of deception. It's not even funny, bro. Um, we gotta really look and really think about things that we grew up with saying and what some of these actual saying actually means. I mean, a lot of these things we grew up, we just hear our parents say it, their parents hear, or their parents hear, their parents say it, but we never really know what the actual meaning of these things. And I'm coming across some of these stuff, man, and it makes you think. That's why I'm saying, and I'm going to stress it just as much as I said, stressing, read the verses for your own. Um, do your due diligence. Do your due diligence, man. Go do your own study and go and try to understand certain things, especially a habit that you have. Try to understand what the habit is and where it comes from and what is the meaning behind the habit. It's very important. But all right, we're not here for that. But that we are here to get to the reading of the Hidden Truth by Brother Herbert J. Brunswick. Come out of here, my people. This is the book 6 of the Hidden Truth, and this is about the system basically that we're living in, and the system that we need to be under. All right, holidays, holy days, and all these things. He's supposed to touch on it. But all right, let's continue. Starting with the last sentence. A strong delusion on those who want to believe a lie rather than the truth. 2 Thessalonians 2:8-12. In the book of Revelation, chapter 8, verse 18. No, chapter 18, verse 4. The Bible tells us, come out of here, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues. Who do you think God is talking to in this verse? Who are God's people whom he is commanding to come out of here? Of why I keep saying here, her. Who or what is her? God's people should come out of. Is the Bible telling us to come out of this world? Is this a picture of a rapture, of the rapture? No. The Bible explains the purpose for which the Lord is telling his people to come out of her. It is telling God's, Yahweh, people not to partake of her sins. Because if you don't come out, you too will receive God's, Yahweh's plague that will come upon the earth. Conventional teaching about the law, grace, and a pre-tribulation rapture makes it difficult for those who believe those doctrines to understand that they are being set up to receive the mark of the beast and God's plague. It's a big deception, but the church authority said, you will not go through the tribulation. I'm telling you right now, if anybody tells you that, and they're the pastor for a church, don't go to that church. Because I asked them, what is tribulation? Know what I mean? They're going to say it's for the sinful, the people of the world, the sinners. Then who go through the plagues? Know what I mean? Who go through God when God pour out the vessels? You know what I mean? Send his angels to go through these things. Who goes through that? If they're going to go through the tribulation, they're going to go through that also. And they're going to the fiery furnace. about it. But the church authority said, you will not go through the tribulation. Besides, most of you don't have faith enough anyway to stand up for the Lord Yahweh, even unto death, by refusing to bow down to the image of the beast. They teach that God, Yahweh, will choose others who will have the courage to stand up for his kingdom and worship him only, and not the beast. So, what will happen? Those who wish to save their life will lose it, and those who lose their life for the gospel's sake will gain it. Those who try to save their life in the pre-tribulation rapture are the ones who will be easily deceived and begin bowing down to the image of the beast, thinking it is Christ who has returned to rule over the earth during the millennium. For more information about this, please send for your free copy of the book, The Truth About the Rapture. If you're among the people who believe this, then you might ask yourself these questions. How can God's people partake in sin if there is no commandment to break? At least this is what is commonly thought by well-known, well-respected preachers who are supposed to be representing God's, Yahweh's kingdom. They actually teach that the commandments are done away with. Well, if there are no commandments to break, then there cannot be any sin. If that is the case, then who is Revelation 18:4 talking to? It's certainly not talking to those who expect to escape the great tribulation because only those who refuse to worship the beast will go through this tribulation. Yet it is telling you to do something. It is telling you to come out of her, that you may not partake of her sins. Revelation, to me, is talking about, basically about any part they're talking about people, they're talking about believers, people that go to church, folks. And to me, the Bible rarely talks about people that is about the world. And you can't mistake when they're talking about the people of the world. It's telling you they're talking about that. All right? The her the Bible is talking about in Revelation 18:4 is a counterfeit church that caused God's, Yahweh, people to disobey him. 2 Peter chapter 2. Once again, people, with all the book, the chapter, the verse I give, please do go read. A little bit above, a little bit below. Keep it within context. It's very important that you keep it within context. You know what I mean? Match up the context, what the Bible is talking about, and match up with the context what the brother is talking about. That is where you know if the brother is speaking about the truth or if he's not. Or do that to anybody, with anybody. That's how you do it. I'll get you a little discernment on. Where was I? 2 Peter chapter 2 summarize it best. Please stop right here, right now, and read 2 Peter chapter 2, especially if you think you are not among the ones being deceived. Your life may depend on your understanding, on you understanding it. Some other question you may want to ask yourself are, what are the things God, Yahweh, instruct his people to do or not to do to cause his people to sin? What sins can there be for those who believe that the commandments are done away with. Again, in order to sin, there must be a law to break. You cannot sin if the commandments are done away with. The problem with this teaching that the commandments are done away with is that many of the teachers do not fully understand nor teach the difference between the commandments and the law. They do not understand that the law and the commandments are sometimes used interchangeably, and at times are both called the law. This is why it is so important to understand the context in which a statement is made, and not just read a bunch of words. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. See what they're what. That's why I always say read the whole thing, little bit above, a little bit below. You gotta find out what the topic of the Bible is talking about, what the point is proving, and then when somebody says something to you, you know you and they tell you about this, you go with their point, their topic, and what it's about, and you read it and you compare it and see if it's aligned. That's really just don't go and read it and don't try to understand or the full picture of what it is saying. It's very important for that. You must get the big picture. To better understand these distinct difference, please send for your free copy of the book Which Law. I mean, if you get the series The Hidden Truth, I believe all of them is part of it. Yeah. In any event, whether you believe you will go on hold up. In any event, whether you believe you will be on earth during the Great Tribulation or not, God, Yahweh, is commanding his people to do something, to come out of counterfeit churches that cause his people to disobey him, his commandments, which disguising themselves as Christians and following wolf in sheep clothing. Satan is well where am I at? Satan is well served if he is able to get people convinced that the commandments are done away with. Therefore, it is easy to see how people so blatantly break two of God's commandments, the second and the fourth commandments, and many who say they are children of God, Yahweh, also bow down and worship images, as well as change God's Sabbath day. Leviticus 26, verse 1 to 2 says, He shall make you no idols, nor graven image, neither rear you up a standing image, neither shall ye set up any image of stone in your land to bow down unto it. For I am the Lord your God. He shall keep my Sabbath and received my sanctuary. Reverence my sanctuary. I am the Lord. To learn more about the Sabbath day, the Sunday Sabbath day deception, please send for your free copy of the book God Holy Days. Trick or treat. Wow, we do a lot of reference of this book in this version. All right, I'm gonna pull off over here. I'm trying my very best to keep it at 15 minutes now. Look around, people. Look around for a few minutes every day, and I guarantee you, if you really look and be honest, you could see evil. And I'm never gonna force anybody to believe in a God or tell anybody to think in a God, but in this world there's opposite, right? They call it what, duality, male, female, up, down, left, right. If you could see evil, then there's good, right? And everything have a source where it comes from. And if the source of evil comes from Satan, and if the source of evil is from the Heavenly Father, good is the Heavenly Father, then guess what? There is one. Because you could see blatantly a lot of evil. You could see a lot of people, even if you go on Hollywood shows and things, you hear they're telling you, they're calling out Lucifer, they're calling out Satan. They're telling you these things. So if they have a God and somebody they believe in and they worship, and he is about wickedness or things that you could consider yourself bad, then there got to be somebody that's opposite for him. That's all I'm saying. Just go out there and be honest and do your own teaching. Do your own reading. Do your own reading. All right, thank you. Thank you once again for coming to Bible for Talk with me, Dwayne Brown. Please like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Let's get the word out there.